gotta make this video. Hey babes, Zane here, welcome back to my channel. Obviously from the title of this video, you can see that this video has a different tone than my other videos. I'm usually light and bubbly and this and that, but I am going to be talking about some things that I've been meaning to talk about. Y'all are kind of aware of this. I've talked about this in the past. I really haven't gone like in depth, but I'm going to be talking about my, as of this year, ongoing battle with cutting, self-mutilation, and depression. I guess I'm just going to start from the beginning. That's the best way to start. I'm 26. For as long as I can remember, I've dealt with anxiety and depression. Growing up as a kid, I'm not going to say that I had like an awful fucking childhood, because I didn't. I had parents that loved me. I had friends. Like, both my parents are still together. Like, it wasn't like I came from like a broken family or like anything like that. But early on in my life, I knew I was different. And both of my parents are very old school. My dad's side is very sports, academics. My mom's side is very academics, leadership roles, academics. I realized, probably towards the end of elementary school, going into like middle school, that's when everything like really started to come to surface. I realized that I was different, and I was already, people were already kind of playing with the fact that I was very, effeminate. I hung out with a lot of girls. That was just me. That was the type of kid that I was. So the whole like me being gay thing kind of really came into the picture towards the end of 5th grade and going into middle school. Middle school as a whole, I've blocked a lot of it out because it was actually extremely dark. High school was a lot easier than middle school. Middle school was insane. Middle school is when I was really realizing who I was as a person, or at least the building blocks of who I was discovered in middle school. And I'm gonna say everything really started in 7th grade. 7th grade, this point in my life, I was doing Boy Scouts. I was not being the best student. I was coming into a group of friends that I had met coming into middle school in 6th grade, really making lasting relationships with people that had similar interests that I had interests in, or like really understood me for who I was. 7th grade, I was doing ballet. I was dancing. I used to be a dancer. I did ballet for 5 years, and I was doing it professionally towards the end. Like, I was traveling and doing shows. I was in like the LA Ballet's first production of Nutcracker, and we traveled all throughout California doing shows. Like, my name is in the written in the costumes. Like, I was doing ballet, but a lot of that was hidden. I wasn't telling people that I was doing that. My mom was forcing me to do ballet for structure, and I had flat feet. She really realizing who I was as a person too, really realizing my sexuality, really realizing like, okay, guys, there's something here. There's something here. I'm attracted to it. I'm picking up on it. Both my parents were also having a lot of surgeries at the time. My dad had already had a couple back surgeries. My mom was starting her hip surgeries. Those bills are expensive. We live here in America. We don't have universal health care. Hospital bills, they're no fucking joke. Okay, like, I'm not saying I grew up poor, but I wasn't really poor until I hit middle school. Like, that's when shit really got real. So pretty much bullet points, I'm realizing I'm attracted to men. My parents are crippled. My parents are crippled and in recovery. We have no money. I'm secretly dancing on the low. I'm coming into who I am as a person. I'm the black sheep. I've realized that I'm trying to accept it. I'm not doing sports. I could really care less about. I was doing track at the time when I was dancing, but like sports, academics, those weren't really at the forefront of what I was fucking interested in. Okay, at this point in my life, I'm fucking doodling skulls and anarchy symbols in my fucking notebooks at school. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dressing in all black, struggling with who I am as a person. I'm struggling with my sexuality because my mom, and I quote, because I overheard her talking to someone on the phone, yeah, so-and-so's daughter, she thinks that she's, bisexual or lesbian, and you know how I feel about those people. And just little comments like that I've always heard throughout my life. My parents are very old school. My mom has gay friends, but when it came to the sanctity of marriage, it was between a man and a woman. She didn't think that the community should have marriage. It should be called something different. So just to give you some sort of perspective. So I'm at this point in my life where I know I'm different. I know I'm attracted to men. I know this is what I'm into. I then found myself in bed almost every night, crying and praying to be killed in my sleep, praying to not be who I was, because I didn't want to disappoint my parents more than I already have, because I'm not into sports like that. I'm not academically successful like the other kids in my family or the other students at my school. Like, I know I've already let them down a lot. I know they don't agree with my style, me dressing in all black. My mom would make me wear collared shirts to school at least once a week. Of course, I would wear it, and then I would get to school, and then I would change into my normal, like, rocker, punk rock, like, emo style. And things were really getting out of hand. Cutting kind of piggybacked off of bulimia, because I was bulimic for a good year of my life, only because of dancing. Like, if you don't fit a costume for a show or a performance, they're not really going to tailor it for you. They're just going to find someone else that will fit it, because there's tons of dancers out there. Bulimia was introduced to me from other like guys in the dance world. So people were doing it, guys, girls, they're doing it. I was doing it. I wasn't in love with it. It wasn't something that I knew I wanted to stop. And when cutting kind of came into the picture, I was happily willing to jump from the bandwagon of bulimia. And me and cutting became very close. Very close. I remember cutting myself for the first time in 7th grade. And I'm not one, like, I'm very squeamish. Blood, too much blood, I will faint, I'll pass out, I can't do it. I don't like gore, like, I'm very, like, oof. But I don't know. It was just like, oh my god, this is perfect. Life would get too crazy. And I felt like my only way of having control, because I'm a very, like, controlling person, I like having a sense of control. And knowing that I'm able to take this razor, cut myself, there's a sense of control to where I'm giving myself a pain. I'm giving myself something to feel, because at this point I've become so numb because of everything going on in my life. I'm an only child. I really don't have anyone else to turn to. My parents don't accept me for who I am. I have this hidden dance life that I don't want to tell people about, because they're just going to assume that I'm gay, because what guy that does ballet is straight. Like, it's just, my parents don't accept me, like, and I knew a couple other friends that were also cutting, so it wasn't like, hush hush. Like, I wasn't someone that would cut myself and promote it out to the fucking world. I cut myself, I wore long sleeves, I hid it. When it scabbed and scarred over, that's when I would show my arms. You know what I mean? Like, I was never one to be like, oh my god, I fucking cut myself, give me attention. That was my anti. Like, I had the emo holes to hold my sleeves up, because God forbid my fucking sleeve falls down and you see an arm full of cuts. Like, I didn't want it to be a known thing. Was I talking to two close friends at the time about it? Yes, because we were all doing it. It was our way of doing it. And I know a lot of people in my friend group that have dealt with bulimia or self-mutilation. Like they kind of, it's in the same scene. Like a lot of people that have done one have either done both or it's one or the other. You know what I mean? Like it's either like an eating disorder or it's like self-mutilation. And like, that's crazy to think about, but I just know a lot of people that like have gone through that. I'm 26. I relapsed with cutting this year. Like I was cutting throughout the rest of middle school. I was cutting all throughout high school. There was a point where I stopped. Like I got out of high school and I stopped. And I stopped for a good I stopped for a good 3 years. And then I was diagnosed as HIV positive and I had a complete relapse with it. And after I relapsed with it, it didn't feel the same. I didn't like it. It wasn't a good color on me. And I went, okay, I'm done. I'm over this. This is when I found out I was HIV positive at 20, 3 months before my 21st birthday. So by 21, I was like, I'm good. I'm done with that. Like, that's behind me. Do I still get the impulses to do it? Absolutely. It was an addiction for me. It's still like a go-to. It's an instinct. It's literally an instinct in my head. If things get too crazy, my immediate first thought is to cut myself. Like, I remember when I got arrested at 17, I remember sitting in the shower and just being at such a low and just having the razor in my hand and just not caring and just fucking going, because it was never just like one or two cuts. It was one, two, and then I would just go and I would just go and I would just go and just go, and it's just, I'm really not trying to cry. I have some light glam on. I'm really not trying to cry. Like, it got so bad I literally have help, the word help, in my thigh. Like, and carved the word help in my thigh. Ugh, my hair's so fucking frizzy. I'm 21, newly positive, making the most of it. I'm past this. I'm done with cutting. That was a part of my life. I'm done with it. Done with it. And I was good. I was good. I was good. I was so good. Like, I still dealt with depression. Like, my depression, I used to be so depressed for such long periods of time, and then like getting out of high school and like really like just being my authentic self and like coming to terms with who I was and just like being out and like me, my depression was really at bay, subsided at bay. Maybe once in a while I would have a something trigger, a huge wave would hit me and it would cripple me for an entire night. I mean crippling, like I couldn't do anything. I'm literally laying there, no desire to do anything, just laying there like I'm paralyzed, like literally crippled from depression. Just sob all night, and then wake up, bad bitch, we got it out of our system, we're good for months. Fast forward to this year. I moved out of my parents' house in November of 2018. It is now July of 2019. Moving out was one of the best things I could possibly do for myself. No regrets there. It needed to happen. I had to do it. It was that time. I did it. I'm living with one of my closest friends, Sarita, love her to death. A great arrangement, like, couldn't be better. Come to January of this year, rent, bills, being an adult. It's real. It's real stuff. And rent, having that extra hundreds of dollars a month to pay for it where you're living a month, Tons of people do it. I do it. I needed to adjust to it. But then I realized my bills are paid, my rent's paid, my animals are fed. But I'm broke. I have no money. I have no money to do anything. And when I was living at my parents', I was doing things. I was going out, I was doing things. I always had extra money. Yeah, I'd have my periods where it was like a little strapped for cash, but I was going out all the time. I always had some money to spend, paying for drinks, or doing this, or buying people this, or going on trips, doing this, doing that. That wasn't happening anymore. I was poor, and it brought me back. Being that poor brought me back to how I felt in middle school. And also in middle school, you need to understand, I was also doing a lot of stealing. I was stealing everything. I would go into a store and mop it dry. Like, I was coming out with 3 new outfits. I was coming out with food. I was coming out with this. I was coming out with that. Like, at one point, everything I owned I had stolen. Like, allowance only pays for so much, sweetheart. Once I turned 18, I stopped stealing. Like, I have to do a whole nother video on that. But it became a problem at one point. I'm 26. I'm not about to fucking rob a fucking grocery store. I'm not about to fucking rob a fucking clothing store. Like, I'm past that. I'm fucking past that. I am superficial. I can be shallow. I don't have new things. I'm feeling bored. I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling stagnant. I can't go out. I don't have money for anything. Like, I'm stuck. I'm negative in my account. I can't pay for this. I'm behind on this. This needs to be paid, but I can't do this. Like, my phone bill and rent's being paid, but my credit card debt's building. This is building. I owe my parents money. Like, I don't want to ask people for money because I'm too fucking prideful. Like, I could absolutely never. Like, I don't have control over my life right now. And guess who comes knocking on my door? Good old depression. And I had a night where I was closing up at work and something hit me. Something triggered. I don't even know what it is the majority of the time, but something triggered me and the wave just came over me. Hit me and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't fucking breathe. And all I was thinking was, when you get home, you're cutting yourself. When you get home, you're cutting yourself. When you get home, you're cutting yourself. And that was in my head. I closed up. I went through the motions. I closed up. I cleaned at work. I was on the train going home. You're cutting yourself. You're cutting yourself. You're cutting yourself. You're cutting yourself. I got home. I found that disposable razor. I busted that shit open. I took the fucking blade and I cut myself 45 times without even fucking blinking. Like it was nothing. Like, the 5 fucking years I hadn't cut myself meant shit. And that was just the first time I relapsed this year. I've relapsed a good 3 times. The last time I cut myself was in April, and I haven't done it since. And I can confidently say that in this moment right now, I have no desire to do it. But who's to say, come September, come sometime in the future, even next year, a couple years from now, something fucks me up and I'm right there again. Like, I've taken the precautions to not cut myself. Like, I've thrown away all the razors. Like, I don't even have disposable razors. That was my thing. Like, I would take disposable razors, I would bust them open, and I'd have 2 new fresh blades. Because they're the perfect size. And they just do the perfect. But at the same time, literally last week, I was at work and I was thinking about something stupid. And it fucking triggered me. It fucking triggered me so fucking hard. I was on my way home from work. It was late and I was waiting for the train, so there wasn't really anyone around me. And I wanted to cut myself so fucking bad. And I'm past the point of where I would have a razor like in my phone case. Like, literally in middle school, I had a razor in my phone case. I've cut myself at school. I've cut myself in camping trips, on Boy Scouts. Like, it didn't matter. As long as I had it, if I felt like I needed to do it, I would walk away somewhere and I'd fucking do it. Like, and I knew that I didn't have a razor on me. I knew that I didn't have any razors at home. I'm literally going to the beach this weekend. I'm going to the beach this weekend. None of my fucking swimwear is modest, okay? My skin is exposed. I cannot be going to the beach with new fucking scars on my thigh, on my arm. Like, that's just not where it's at. And I was so fucking mad. Thank God I was alone. Sitting there. Thank God, the one time I'm fucking alone and not being harassed or fucking followed. I was so fucking angry. I was digging my nails into my palms because that was the only thing that I could do. I had to cut my nails because I was scared after that. I literally just cut my nails like last week after that. As soon as I got home, I was fine. Like, I was able to wait it out because, like, I'm not gonna cut myself with a fucking kitchen knife. That's so fucking dramatic. That's fucking crazy. I mean, it's fucking crazy to have a fucking razor in your phone. But, like, I would never, like, I was able to write it out. And I'm hoping that I can do that going forward. I don't really know the point of this video. I guess the point of this video is just me saying, like, hey, I'm right there with you for those that are in the same boat and have the same battle. Like, that shit's not easy. Like, and I don't do it for attention. I don't want you to know that I do this. Like, I am comfortable enough with myself that I can talk about this. But I started cutting in 7th grade. My parents didn't know that I was cutting until senior year when my mom happened to see my arm and see all the fucking scars on it. That's a good 5 or 6 years that they had no idea. Like, a lot of people just didn't know, and then when they would just see the scars afterwards and they would be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I always hid that shit. And, like, depression's crazy, and, like, it's sad to say that I'm so used to like, having depression, but, like, I'm so tired of being tired and being sad and, like, hating myself. And, like, I've come such a long way. Like, the love that I have for myself has come such a long way. Like, I used to hate myself. Like, hate myself. I used to look in the mirror and just... I just wanted to die. And, like, I'm so far past that. Am I in love with myself? No, I'm not in love with myself. I'm still on that journey. Do I love myself? Absolutely. I've come through so much. I've gone through so many things in my life. And I've conquered so many battles. I've jumped over so many hurdles. And I know that, like, honestly, I'm past the point of suicide. Is an occasional thought. It's there. Do I think about running into traffic sometimes? I do. Would I actually do it? I don't think so. I think that I'm too selfish to actually kill myself because I know that I was put on this planet to do good. And if I kill myself, I'm not doing good to anyone. I'm literally just killing myself. That's not a part of my journey. That's not a part of my plan. That's not a part of my True Hollywood story. Novaboi ending in suicide, that's not something that's gonna happen. Like, I'm a much stronger person than that, but my moments of weakness are very weak. And I just want to be, like, the best that I could be. I just want to be the best person for me and for you guys. But, like, life is hard. Life's hard, and none of us asked to be here. None of us asked to be here. We're fucking born. We're just thrown into this life with no fucking manual. And life is hard. And we all have our own fucking ways of dealing with things. Some more healthy than others. And do I think that cutting is okay? I don't. I don't think that it's okay to want to take something, cause yourself harm. There was nights where I literally just passed out because I was bleeding so much and I just woke up. Like, and, like, I do want to talk to someone, I don't know, I'm just like scared to do that. Like I want to be better, like I want to be better mentally because I know that I am my self-saboteur, like I hold myself back in a lot of things. Like I would be a fucking star at this point in my life if I wasn't my own fucking biggest critic. I'm my biggest anti, like. And sometimes the triggers that come, like sometimes I know what sets them off, and sometimes it comes out of nowhere and it just paralyzes me. I haven't cut myself, excuse me, in over 2 months. Almost a good 3 months. I literally need to talk to a professional. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see what my insurance can do for me because therapists are not cheap. I want a psychologist. I don't want a fucking psychiatrist. I don't want drugs. I take enough fucking medications daily for my own fucking immune system, okay? I don't fucking need anything for my mental state, okay? I don't want to fucking take them and then get off them and then actually kill myself. Like, I'm not dealing with that type of shit, okay? I want just to be able to be in a safe space and vent and get some insight and try to figure out why I am the way that I am. And I'm going to look into it. I want y'all to hold me accountable. I want y'all to follow up with me if I don't give you an update about talking to someone. I want y'all to be like, how's it going? Have you found someone? What's going on? And to even like see your comments, like I won't post for a little bit and then people will be like, it's been a month, like where's Zane, like what's going on, like I'm trying. I'm really trying. Like I don't want to feel like this anymore. Like I'm so over it. God, I'm like a mess right now. I'm like really not trying to fucking mess up my makeup. Oh, I love this new mascara. It's just so nice. I'm not trying to fucking... It's not waterproof. Get it together, get it together, get it together. I just want y'all to know that if you fucking deal with this shit, I get it. I'm right there with you. We are right there hand in hand at the forefront of the battle with depression. Okay, we're at the front lines. We are going in. Okay, we're the Dothraki. And we're going in first. Sometimes we don't win. And that's okay. That's okay. But don't let it consume you. Don't let it take over your life to where you can't even do anything. You don't even have the desire to go out. You don't have the desire to even just live life. Like, you only have one of these lives, baby. We didn't ask for it, but we need to fucking make the best of it. I didn't fucking ask to be here. But this is my hand. This is what I'm dealt. And this is what I'm playing. I'm doing the best that I fucking can. I'm making it my own. And I'm making it work. And sometimes I fuck up. But as long as I strive to do better, that's all I can ask for. And that's all that I can ask from you guys. Because I know there's a lot of you out there that deal with this. Which is why you're subscribed to me, because this has been I've had this channel since 2011. And some of y'all have been there since the very beginning. And some of y'all are new. And if you new, you here for the past 20 minutes, you've been here for the past 2 weeks, you've been here for the past 3 months, you've been here for the past 5 years. Like, we're here, we're in this, we're doing it, we're taking it day by day. We're taking it day by day, one day at a time. I'm exhausted. I need to smoke a bowl and have a nice glass of wine and cuddle with my kids. My cats, my Milani and Gianni. Okay, guys, talk to me in the comments below. I'm feeling very raw right now. I'm feeling very vulnerable and exposed in this moment. Feeling very nuts, feeling very crazy, but I'm also feeling kind of good. I'm Zane, Novaboi. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Like this video, leave a comment. Don't forget to hit that bell, ding ding, get those alerts. I'm posting at least once a week, okay? At least a new video a week. I can do that. But until next time, guys, stay positive. Stay positive.